Hello, today we are going to test the KDE Git master branch source code by running openSUSE Krypton ISO in live CD mode. So on Google, I searched for openSUSE KDE, and among the results was this one, SDB KDE repositories, which says that if you do not want to use the openSUSE distributions Argon and Krypton, which are ISO files that you can run as in live CD mode or install on your computer. Then you can add to the openSUSE lib distribution or openSUSE Tumbleweed repositories that will turn your installation of openSUSE lib or openSUSE Tumbleweed in something similar to Argon and Krypton by adding these repositories. Okay, let's look at Argon and Krypton. So Argon is openSUSE lib. openSUSE lib is a Linux operating system from openSUSE that is not a rolling release. The rolling release is the other openSUSE operating system, which is Tumbleweed. So on top of openSUSE Tumbleweed is built Krypton, and in there you will find builds or binary RPM files built from the Git master branches of KDE frameworks, version 6 of Plasma 6, and of KDE applications, KDE gear. Whereas Argon is on top of openSUSE lib, which means an older base than openSUSE Tumbleweed, and is built from KDE source code release tarballs, including beta and release candidates. So let's, for instance, look at the tarball releases for KDE's 6 mega release candidate 1 for the KWin Plasma component. Okay, so the mega release contains 3 different things released at the same time. There's the KDE Framework 6, Plasma 6, and KDE Apps as part of KDE Gear. So this is KDE Gear. Let's search for the release tarball of KWin, the window manager for X11 and the Wayland compositor. Plasma 6 RC1 source code info page. And in here, we're going to search for KWin. So it's a tarball named kwin-5.92.0.tar.xz. Looks like this. So the source code from the KDE Git repository is taken and a tarball is created. That's placed on this URL. The release page is created, and then the release HTML page, and then this release HTML page is referenced from, for instance, this release candidate HTML page. And when we look at Argon and Krypton, Argon is actually using these files, the tarballs. Argon is not using Git clones. So what we really want is Krypton, because we want to easily take the existing source code in the KDE Git repository in the master branch, have that built by somebody else than us, And this is going to be openSUSE Krypton. There's an ISO available in here. We're going to download it and run it in a virtual machine, Virt Manager QEMU, and we're going to test it and see either if our bug has been fixed or if we encounter new unknown issues. So I have already downloaded the ISO file. Let's create a virtual machine. Let's open Virt Manager, Virtual Machine Manager. Let's delete the previous try. New virtual machine, ISO. Where is it? openSUSE Krypton x86-64. It does not detect the operating system correctly, so we're going to type it. openSUSE. We're going to go with Tumbleweed because this is the up-to-date rolling release Linux operating system from openSUSE. Forward, make the virtual machine have enough resources. So this would be openSUSE Krypton. Customize, finish. The only thing that we need to change is the CPU topology. Apply. The rest of the settings for the virtual machine are okay. A QCOW is being created, so a virtual hard disk, but it's not going to be needed because I do not plan on installing the operating system. I just plan on running the ISO. I'm just going to run the ISO in Live CD mode in a QEMU virtual machine. I'm not going to install it, so in fact, there's no need for a virtual hard disk. Okay, this is the boot loader, then the SDDM desktop manager, and then KDE Plasma 6. It's using a non-default theme. Let's look a bit at themes. You need to double click. The global theme is not Breeze, but openSUSE. The Plasma style is not Breeze, but openSUSE. The window decorations are not Breeze, but something special that has a 1 pixel white line around it. Icons are Breeze, cursors are Breeze, and then SDDM, the desktop manager look and feel is Breeze for openSUSE, not the default Breeze in KDE. And then also the splash screen that's shown while the system is loading is not Breeze, but openSUSE. Okay, let's look a bit at the community that creates openSUSE and KDE. This is the metrics channel of the KDE and openSUSE community. Metrics channels, free node openSUSE -KDE at metrics.org. This is the status topic. we already saw the KDE repositories webpage. This one. The other webpage in the topic is Portal KDE. KDE frameworks, KDE applications. KDE openSUSE community. These are some of the members. I'm not sure how up to date the list currently is. So there are SUSE employees that are part of the core of the openSUSE KDE community. Then other members of the openSUSE community. And then employees that are still working at SUSE, but in other themes, not in the KDE or in the desktop tip, probably. But they still contribute to KDE and to the KDE openSUSE community. It says during work hours, probably also after the day job finishes. So this is an effort of packaging KDE source code, but then this inevitably also will result in KDE merge requests being proposed and in issues being filed to bugs.kde.org. Apart from the metrics channel, there's also openSUSE-KDE in Libera chat, and there's also a mailing list, kd@lists.opensuse.org. Okay, so let's go back to the openSUSE Krypton virtual machine. Let's change the resolution. First of all, before changing the resolution, let's see if this ISO has booted automatically in X11 or in Wayland. About this system says X11. Let's test a bit X11 and then we'll see if we can run in Live CD KDE Plasma Wayland. So change the resolution. Hopefully there's 1080p available in here, which is this one. Apply, keep, and then full screen in Vert Manager. Okay, let's do the usual things that I do in here, for instance. So that would be fonts, subpixel rendering, RGB is on by default, which is a good thing, in my opinion. And hinting, let's make it full. Then I do the mouse cursors, make them breeze and bigger. 36. So this is a bug where this combo box is probably written in QML and there's issues with clipping. So size 36. Apply. Let's see if I reopen system settings. Mouse cursors, 36, and now the cursor is a bit bigger. So the cursor changes happen only after you re-log in to KDE Plasma or when you start new applications. What else I do? Edges. Not this one. This make it 15%. Let's actually walk through the system settings. Let's see if the screen edges system settings page, so the KCM, has additional details such as a about. So this is the generic about system setting, not about screen edges. This is about KDE. What else do we have in here? System settings handbook. It starts, but there's icons missing. Let's see if save page works. How do we do that? Desktop, and then A. Do we need to specify an extension? Not sure. Where is the desktop in here? So it did not appear on the desktop automatically. By double clicking on the home directory, Gwen View opens instead of Dolphin. Let's see if Dolphin is installed. It's in here. Desktop. There's no a dot something in here. Let's see if saving files to the desktop actually works. Open Kate. Let's copy paste some things from here. Hopefully that's possible. Okay. Save as on the desktop a.md. Save. And it appears. A.md appears on the Plasma desktop. And also you can open Dolphin, and on the desktop you will find the file. Can we open the file with something else than Ocular? Yes, we can. Keywrite is installed. Can we uninstall it? How do we find it? All applications, letter K. Right click on Keywrite. There's no integration with the App Store, the KDE App Store Discover, because I do not see a button to uninstall the application. Okay, let's see how KDE Discover the App Store looks like. It can handle updates for the operating system. So for openSUSE Tumbleweed Krypton, knows the list of packages that are installed. In here we can see the repositories that are enabled on top of openSUSE Tumbleweed. So openSUSE Tumbleweed would be the repositories openSUSE Tumbleweed known open source software, openSUSE Tumbleweed open source software, openSUSE Tumbleweed update, the Cisco H.264 codec probably, and then these 4 additional repositories. Let's find them on the web page and see if they should be 4. Firefox private browsing. Let's see if I can customize Firefox. Customize toolbar, title bar, never show bookmarks toolbar. Not this thing. Done. Tabs, blank page, tabs, blank page. Download always ask. So let's have them side by side. The repositories for openSUSE tumble with Krypton. This is the list: KQ6, KUA, KUE, KUF. So KDE unstable, Qt, KDE unstables framework, and KDE unstable applications. So KDE unstable applications is probably this one. KDE unstable extra is this one. KDE unstable frameworks this one, and KDE Qt 6. Okay, so the add-on page of the application discover works correctly. Says Qt 661, X11, not Wayland. All applications doesn't show anything. Categories of applications do not show anything. And then application add-ons work because these are not RPM files, but they are no Arch packages from the KDE store website. So the last two items, application add-ons and Plasma add-ons. So it seems that in the system settings default applications, so apps and Windows default applications, the file manager that's selected to be used as the default application is GwenView. Let's see if this improves the situation. So the problem was on the desktop, I double-clicked on the home directory and GwenView opened instead of Dolphin. Text editor, let's make that Kate. Let's look at the theming that's applied by openSUSE. So the global theme is openSUSE. Let's switch to Breeze. Should we also change the panels? Yes. And now the window decoration doesn't have that additional 1 pixel white line. Whereas now there is. What about Breeze Twilight? Breeze Twilight has white window manager title bar. Now there's a 1 pixel white line around the window, but that makes sense because the window is dark. In this case, okay. Color says Breeze Classic. Application style Breeze. Plasma style openSUSE. Let's see plastic. Wow, it's 3D, similar to Windows XP. Can be seen on the disabled window better. Okay, let's go back to the global theme and apply openSUSE. Apply Breeze. Apply. And this should also change the window manager theme, the title bar. And now back to openSUSE global theme. Great, the fact that the changes that I do in window decoration, plasma style, or application style are reverted by just selecting the global theme and the option desktop and window layout. So the current user of the Live CD is named Linux. We're in the X11 KDE 6 Plasma session. Let's try to switch to the KDE Plasma 6 Wayland session. So log out. Desktop session Plasma Wayland. The user is named Live CD. The password is, the user is named Live. The user is named Linux. I've tried the password Linux and it works. Maybe the password is all of them. Okay, let's prove that we're inside Wayland. About the system, graphics platform, Wayland. Okay, so let's do some of the things. Home. How do we switch the zoom? And this thing. Create a new folder. F4. More, show menu bar with all actions. Help about Dolphin. Close. And the web browser starts correctly. So I'm clicking everywhere. I'm opening all applications, clicking on their menus in search for something that I didn't see before. So this is a cute non-KDE application, but because of the Breeze frameless style, at least this rectangle seems to be a bit out of space, out of place, because of these rounded corners. The icon is wrong because of the Wayland limitation that you must have a desktop file. Wrong icon for the About Cute dialog window, even though the correct icon is shown in the KDE Plasma 6 panel. So the thumbnails are mirrored. The up is down and the down is up. but then I also got the issue that the thumbnail was missing when I had one modal dialog open on top of KDE Plasma viewer. Maybe the thumbnail was not generated yet. I cannot reproduce it by just restarting the application. So this rectangle was missing, the thumbnail. In the About Qt 661 dialog, this link at least, qt.io, uses HTTP protocol, which shows for a brief time the lock with a crossed with a red line diagonal until it switches from the HTTP protocol to the HTTPS protocol. So in order not to show that intermediary glitch, the correct URL to use is this one instead of this one here. Let's see about this URL. This is also HTTP. In here something looks not okay to me. So the text is really in this rectangle is really close to the just one line horizontal separator, and then in this rectangle also the text is very close to the one line horizontal separator. So you would think that these dots are part of the letter T, such as this text spills on the panel above. So I would want to have a bit of padding around the text that's inside all of the three panels. In here I have a bit of padding on the left. In here also seems to be, I don't know, 3 pixels padding to the left, but then padding to the top there's 0. And in here should also be a padding to the bottom. So some white pixels around the content of the panels. Let's look a bit at the names of the RPM files. So we can open this cover, look at updates, and in here search for kwin. So kwin6 is the name, and the version is 5.91.90, and then it says git, and the date 2024-01-13, so today's date, and then there's also a time 10:04, which I'm guessing is UTC Zulu time. So it's just a couple of hours old, the new RPM binary package version of kwin6 that's being offered as an update from this distribution, which is openSUSE Krypton. And you can also see the fact that it's really coming from Git, because the KDE packages have RPM files having name Git and then a timestamp, so a date T and then second. And maybe also a bit of the checksum, a bit of the Git commit shasum or something. This 4128 thing. Next up, so we were in the start menu, in the development submenu. We looked at Qt 6 debug viewer. Let's look at some games. K-Patience, what is this? Klondike, right? This is what we're after. How do we play this thing? A K goes here. I don't remember the rules of the game, probably. Being defeated. Seven. Okay, I'm not good at this thing. So there's a demo mode. There's a toolbar that you can edit. Large icons. Text underside icons. Huge. Text alongside icons. Lock. Move it to the bottom. Lock again. Configure toolbars. This is the toolbar editor. At the left hand side we have all of the possible icons to put, actions to put in the toolbar. And at the right we have all of the actions that exist currently in the toolbar. So there's a new game, new deal, then a separator. So new game, new deal, separator. Undo, redo, separator. And then action list, game actions, which are probably these three. Cancel. Let's look at the actions. Find action. So this bug was not fixed yet. Where if I touch the main menu, the actions, find action pop-up window should disappear. Donate works. Has the correct URL. Help with Klondike. What is that? So the product manual is K-Patience Handbook F1. And then because K-Patience keypad can have many different types of games, such as Klondike, there's a manual page just for Klondike, and the way to get to that is from the K-Patience menu, help with Klondike, Ctrl-Shift F1. And goes to the page in the product manual for Klondike. The most famous Patience because it comes with a well-known operating system. Of course it does. Which is called, what, sol.exe. Klondike options. Full screen mode, Ctrl-Shift F. Ctrl Shift F. New game. Offers the list of possible games, such as Klondike. How do we revert all of the settings that we did? Defaults. Do you really want to reset all toolbars of this application to their default? Reset toolbars key patience. The changes will be applied immediately. Reset. Okay. Maybe it only changed the actions and buttons in the toolbar, not also the position of the toolbar. Where are you? How did I actually move the window up? I managed to move the entire K-Patience window up by trying to drag the toolbar around. Okay, so I went unlock and then try to drag, and it moved the entire window. Like this. How is this possible? So I clicked here. Or here. Or here. So because I didn't, this is a toolbar, I should grab it by these two vertical lines, not a bit at the left of the two vertical lines. Okay, and lock again. Settings, configure K-Patience. Something's wrong. Settings, configure K-Patience. Okay. Around this button, the spacing should be the same, which is 6 pixels, the same that's the spacing around the help button or the OK button. So there's too little room at the bottom of the button and too much at the top of the bottom. Too little at the right hand side of the button, and 3 different spacings at the top, right, and bottom. That's probably 6, I don't know, 8 pixels. This is probably 4 pixels, and this is probably 2 pixels. Game theme. Let's get another card deck theme other than Oxygen Air using kget new stuff. This guy, William Tell. Install. Okay, apply. Okay, and then Klondike. Wow. Okay. Ocular is version Qt 5, and it's using X Wayland. Let's use the Windows Center, the Info Center. Something's wrong about the spacing around the text applications. No matter how I resize the window. So this text is clipped. Something's wrong about this vertical line on the name header. Configure columns. This text is not clipped, so private memory usage. This is the amount of physical memory that this process is using by itself. Memory usage of the Pro does not include. Usage of the Pro. This thing. This text should wrap the subtitle of the private memory usage title. Should wrap similar to text in a console. This thing, when you resize the width of the window, the text should reflow such that you never have a left or right scroll bar. Process 3. Maybe in here is a disconnection. This line should be connected to this line. I'm not sure. Double click on the column divider between the name header and the CPU header. Double click. Doesn't resize. What about this view? So when you double click on this vertical splitter, the splitter should move to the right to make all of the elements on this column visible. So the longest one is Polkit KDE Authentication Agent 1 and should be visible completely, so the splitter should be positioned here automatically. I do not want to edit this or this. Let's go discard changes. What about this menu? About system monitor. This is the Kirigami about page. I'm not sure if copyright years should exist or should be this old. Donate works. Get involved works. Report a bug seems to be okay. Wayland Q661. I'm not sure why. Let's see. Report a bug for the overview. No. The processes. Okay, so there's a menu item report bug, but then there's also a menu item about system monitor, and then you have a report a bug. And about system monitor becomes disabled where you're on the page about system monitor. And about system monitor doesn't have 3 dots after it. Why? Because there's no modal dialogues when you click on that thing. Launch console, what is that? Okay. Launch KDE Info Center and kill a window. Meta being the Windows key, Control Escape. Escape. The shortcut is Windows key Control Escape. Windows Control Escape. Kill. Windows Control Escape. Kill. So from the start menu, utilities, system, what is this KDE partition manager? So I have a virtual hard disk. Can we do something with it? New partition table, Control Shift N. Okay. GPT. Right click on this thing, new. Primary, let's make it NTFS. This guy. Let's make it half. So that would be 100. Thousand megabytes. What about 100 gigabytes? Okay. Label system. Okay. And now let's grow it. Resize. What is this? Make it 150 gigabytes. Okay, how do we apply? So basically it didn't do any resizing because I didn't apply before. So let's shrink it now. Okay, and apply. And it worked correctly. and it's using Qt 6. I do not like the fact that the text is centered at the middle of the height. So it should be on the top of the page, as is on the rest of the tabs. So all of the tabs have text starting at the top left corner, whereas the About tab has the text centered vertically. What is KPM core library? Library for managing partitions, KPM core. Commits kd.org/kpm core. What is that? Okay, interesting. So that would be it. Only small issues were found. Running openSUSE Krypton in a virtual machine QEMU Virt Manager, either using KDE Plasma 6 X11 or KDE Plasma 6 Wayland, was more than good enough for me. There were some small issues.